Got it.
It'll just be easier than worrying about it. So I suppose since Ragnar will probably be on the way. He usually hangs out for it. For those who haven't done mimic chaining before, let me finish getting my stream up and about. Because I do highly recommend trying mimic chaining if you haven't before. It is like if you've got the actions to spare for it. It is high octane. It is a lot of fun. You do have to do an action swap mid-fight, which is it's a bit of like dexterity, but it's something to learn. But this is the building block for most optimization. It's just like how do we save on space? What do we do to do that? And I highly recommend giving it a try. For those who haven't done it, it's a pretty simple concept. You would start out a fight you'd start out a fight with excellence in your holster or in your 2 actions, excellence plus another action. And the general idea is to use excellence at the start of a fight and then instantly swap it out for whatever backup action you need. And this depends on what class you are, what role you have in the party. For if you're a Cure 4, you basically swap it out for Cure 4. If you're like a melee DPS, you use Excellence to swap it out for Honored Sacrifice. I think Rend Armor does a bit of like jumping through hoops and do 2 swaps or something. But still, it's a pretty simple idea. But the way we make it to where you have Excellence for every fight, that's the mimic chaining part. We have people be batteries for the different fights we would mimic on, which are generally just TA and Queen. They carry an extra excellence so they can swap into it for everybody else to mimic off of. That's excellence is a 25 weight action. Mimic is a 12 weight action. It basically saves 13 weight for the entire group of DPS by one person taking it. And lets everybody, do massive pump on everything. So if you've got the mimics to spare, please give it a try. It's a lot of fun. You're gonna see these bosses melt. Where we might not see LB3s on things. It'll be great. Yeah. Oh, Swordsman is on the way. Well, they just now responded.
So does that mean tank stuff's the same?
Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah. Tank stuff's generally the same. Healer stuff is generally the same. Besides, like, besides maybe needing more arises because we don't see LB3s often. But like, we're not gonna. Bosses aren't gonna do as many mechanics, so fewer people are gonna die. It's a Reclear, more people have seen stuff as well, etc.
Also, completely off topic, I had a dream the other night I was talking to you in Discord and you would change your name to Fee-Fi Full Fun.
I think I've done that one before. I wouldn't doubt it, actually. But yeah.
It's too easy for you to not have done it.
It's a good one. I should actually get some water too instead of just going straight to the fucking cocktail. Please drink responsibly. Stay hydrated. Alright, I am back.
Which one would you?
Alright. I haven't heard back from Ragnar yet, but the person who originally had the spot is on the way as well. Hopefully Opal can hear something. At least in game. I can hear again! They can see the light! Hear the light.
I hope you can't hear the light. It might be a bit loud with the 48-man raid.
Right? Yeah, so, to answer your question, Denki, it's a little tricky, mimic chaining, because you swap actions a lot more. Normally, like, if you're in font chain spell, like, you really only need the one extra font, and the chain spell carries you through all of it. But you're swapping in and out consistently. The whole reason that, like, it's a chain spell, instead of a font in, like, the mimic chaining for casters, because, like, font is just better damage, but, if you give chain spell to your flare star, they can't use it. So, yeah. So they just do, they can use, what can, yeah, what am I thinking? There was something about that. So, like, people planned this out and, like, that's what they decided on. But you can do this with font instead if the group organizes for it. Oh, no, I think it was that, yeah, it's that that too many people have to take, like, many more ether kits and shit. And it's a lot more to track, if you have everybody take font. That was it. I think Primal does it that way. But the reason you have, like, Noble Ends in there is just a secondary DPS action to swap into as well. That it pairs up every 90 seconds with Chain Spell. And, it's just less weight to swap back and forth than, like, a font would be. You just don't have the weight to carry around, like, a font plus everything else. My brain is just fully off. We're just waiting for the one extra person to get in, whether it is Ragnar, whether it is Swords. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, we could definitely go over it. There is a Mimic Chaining Guide I linked a little bit up. That's the one that I typically have us use. Primal has their own way of doing it as well that lets you, like, squeeze in extra Mimics and, like, use it on Queen's Guard as well. But I typically don't plan that out because I think it's a little more weight for everybody. So it's just a fewer re-raises. I think that's better for, like, more consistent reclears and optimized stuff. But this is still kind of its own kind of prog, so I don't want to push it. It has not been updated yet, so, here we are. Alright, that is our last person. So to do a quick go-over of roles. So, our physical mimic targets are Azalea and Yui. I am going to be the caster mimic target for the whole run. Our perceptions are, Tav on, Slime side, and then, Eric on Golem side. Keeping in mind that Eric will only be in perception for Golems proper. He will not keep it for the rest of the run. So as long as Tav has the backups, we'll be fine. Then Banish I gave to Eosark, because it's nice seeing old friends in here. Rend Armors I did swap around a bit. I believe Rend Armors are Ruby and Loxius are our Rend Armors. And Kaede is our Flare Star. So, yeah, I'm gonna get our ready check going out. Once again, if you need that Mimic Chaining Guide, it is linked a bit up in DRS discussion. You'll want Excellence Chain Spell. It's best to just follow the guide, wholesale, until, like, you know, exactly what you like to take. Like with all other holster prog, it's like, give it the first try and then, you know, try it later as well. Or, change it later. As far as initial excellences go, I'm gonna be in Chain Spell and Excellence once we go in. So casters will be able to mimic me rather than using an Excellence themselves. So if people have more mimics than excellences, then they can just, I'll stand to the north of the cache. I suppose if there's no physical person doing the same, then physical people could just mimic me and swap the chain spell out for the font, but
I honestly have no earthly idea what I have equipped right now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna have to swap into it when I'm in. But yeah, when was the last time you were in here, Yui?
In terms of DRS, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Pushing
'Cause I-
it probably.
Yeah. You always. Well, you don't always sign up, but you've signed up often enough. And it's just I never need that many vets.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh yeah, huh.
So I think I started signing up again after I graduated and got back from Japan.
That tracks.
I had time, so I was like, okay, I'll throw in signups if my sleep schedule is where I should be awake. Like,
Yeah. I thought about having you be our flare star when I was first building things out, and I was like, it's been a while for you to even be in here. I'm gonna like, I've been giving it to Denki previously because Denki signs up as Black Mage, but I'm like, let me give flare star to somebody with like 10 honors, with like more experience. So we just like fucking blast it, just. Also give Denki a bit of a break. We've had the poor bastard on Flare Star every run.
yeah, me on Flare Star is definitely I can do it, but I'm gonna be fumbling around a little bit.
I thought about doing it myself, but like, yeah, I am always like, if I'm on Flare Star, fucking Ino-chan gets dropped every time.
Hey, you can't drop Ino-chan anymore.
Well, I mean, you say that.
You can
I
still
can
drop Fire Ice, but you can't drop Ino-chan. Ino-chan is forever with you.
You say that. I'll find a way.
Reverts back to 5.55.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brian Eno-chan. Azalea and Yui, y'all get to decide whether you're TA or Queen. Who's what?
Is Azalea back?
I'm here.
You want TA or Queen mimic target? I'll take whichever.
I'll do TA.
Okay, I'll do Queen.
Fill up my thing.
No, you cannot cast Flare Star under Chain Spell. That's also part of the reason I should never be allowed to Flare Star.
Yeah. Then... Yeah, I think Flare Star... Yeah, you use Excellence, then Flare Star, and then you Chain Spell afterwards, I think?
Yeah.
It's something weird like this, yeah.
And 9 out of 10 times, Brain.exe stops working, and they're trying to click Flare Star, and it's impossible because you do not have 11.5k mana.
Maybe this one more time. Yeah, that's I definitely should get this updated. I'm not in control of it, of course, anymore, but like, yeah. I think font and having everybody carry a couple ether kits probably just ends up better. If they're not font and chain spelling, it's not gonna like murder their mana.
Yeah.
Alright, I think we're all good. I'm gonna queue us in. Also, Opal, definitely make a drink at the start. It's gonna be more fun that way. Hopefully nobody notices the fact that I didn't have oranges, so this is a lemon peel as the garnish instead, which is not traditional. No, if I don't say something. Yeah.
I think garnishing your drink for yourself is already a win.
Yeah, but this is one of those, like, classic, like, by the books kind of cocktail. I say that, but like, it's generally in equal parts as well. And fuck doing it equal parts, because Campari in equal parts is not worth it.
That'd be bitter.
Yeah, well, okay, so I don't mind the bitterness of Campari. The part of Campari that bugs me is the fucking, it's too sweet. It's cough syrupy.
Right. I remember you saying that you didn't think Campari was that bitter.
Yeah.
Which is weird, but
yeah,
hey.
I'm a monster. I love bitter though, like. Alright. I'm gonna steal the A and the B. I'm gonna be on the B up to the north as the caster mimic target.
I'll be on A. Oh, you got it. Nice. You got it.
I already slotted it.
So if anybody wants to use mimic instead of chain spell excellence, I'm already here.
because just to confirm, I have perception already. I only need one other one later, right?
1 or 2. If you're willing to keep it through TA, just 1. If you want to swap into something else, yeah. And damage isn't going to be an issue on this run, so you don't have to worry about like, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about like swapping into Honored Sack to squeak out all the value you can. You'll be fine.
Let me know when I can take out the marks to put forest line.
Yeah. Yeah, I will.
Can you use the D in 4 marks?
Is Bloodsucker allowed?
You know, that's since you're asking, I'm fine with it.
Oh, I'm just asking because one of the tanks on my team has it.
Oh, one of the tanks that you're... they probably just have it for, right, you're a healer, what am I doing? They probably just have it for Golem side, but yeah, otherwise, no. If they have it for the whole run, then they are missing the point. Is this worse damage anyway?
There are no traps in the south side of both rooms.
For slime side, since we only have one tank in a party, we're gonna have our north tank is gonna grab so our north sea tank. We'll probably end up grabbing the other set of slimes to pull them in, and we'll just have a melee manage the boss and soldier.
Okay, so I should go to northeast?
Yeah, northeast.
Okay.
And then whoever the melee is up north can deal with that.
I'm gonna leave my
I
spot.
switched in my box, in my loadout.
All good.
No problem.
I'm gonna leave my spot as the caster mimic stuff. Yeah,
Northeast grab slimes last, because I've got to go percept all the rooms.
Yep. Golems, we do not have hallway tanks. All 4 of the tanks will be for a certain spot. So I'm just gonna take south hallway. I figure Eric, as the duelist with Percept, can just take north hallway.
Sounds good.
So everybody else, we need 1 tank on each of the 4 piles of rock. Plus a healer with them, or a range fizz with them. Okay. I'll need a range fizz on southeast for the interrupting instead of a healer. Just to go over who's going to which rooms, Duwu will be going to the southwest room. If there's a trap there, Duwu is just going to invuln it, so we don't have to worry about that. Mimi's going to go to the southeast room with the white golem and let it change once. Your boy is going to go to northeast and keep it the same each time. Swords is going to go to the northwest, let it change once, and then Bakar is going to handle all the interrupts. Let me know if y'all have any questions. I think besides that, I just figured out where traps are. Golems is pretty chill. Yeah, glorious slimes.
Alright, so we have already split up. Make sure we have splits of 1 tank, 1 healer, and A1, B2. So it'll be Party A will be A and 1, Party B will be B and 2, Party C will be C and 3. We have stolen one of the tanks to be our northeast room. That is also going to be our Preceptor, so we will be skipping the northeast room. So it will be northwest, southeast, southwest, northeast. We'll make a nice little hourglass. We're in Lights Rampant now. If you are, Eric is going to be taking the Bajan soldier south, and then we'll have Sin, you just handle the soldiers as they appear up north.
Alright.
Otherwise, just make sure when we pull down, we'll pick up the 3 slimes in that order. So again, that's going to be northwest, southeast, southwest, northeast. Once I call healer free for all, please make sure that you do not force feed your tanks. We need to make sure that we aren't doing an early rupture or anything like that. Please make sure to pull the reds out of the rooms, and please make sure that the greens are not being held in the doorways or near the hallway. Just keep them away. Lorian, you are going to have a tank that's not in your party, so please make sure that you keep them alive.
Will do.
Perfect. Otherwise, do we have our traps already on Slime's side?
Yeah, I checked south side already.
Alright. Are they both north?
Yeah, they're both north.
Okay, sick. Alrighty.
All right, everyone can do their ready checks, so we can start seeing that we're ready to go. As is tradition, we're probably gonna have some amount of barracks prog, such as life. Eric, have you checked traps?
I did. South is clear.
South is clear, so all traps are to the north on Golem's side. So we got A, B, C, that is Slime's ready. We got D, we got F. Just waiting on party E. For once I remember to summon Carby early. Alright, that is all parties reporting ready. I'm starting our countdown. Tank stance check, food check, vibe check. Microphone check 1, 2, what is this? Yeah.
Microphone.
Job.
Damn, you rang.
Job crystal check.
Okay. Job crystal check. Delicious beverage check, hydration check. I don't fucking know.
Hey, where are the slime traps?
Both north.
Both. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Alright, and here we go. Northwest tank, get ready to pick up your 3 slimes. Wait for the trap. You can come to this first pile right here. There we go. Northwest, pick up your slimes. Southeast is going to get ready. Reds are down, pick them up and pull them out. Southeast, pick up your slimes.
Blue Golem healers, be ready to Asuna.
Southwest, get ready. Southwest, pick up your slimes. Reds are down, get them out.
Only seen 2 traps.
First set of Golem interrupts coming up. Let it change or don't.
Oh, there's a trap somewhere that I haven't seen it.
Alright, and...
There was one trap south, our tank died, but they proc.
Alright.
Red
Go ahead,
slime.
start pick up. When you pick up those greens, they're gonna fuse. Just make sure to yoink them hard into the room.
Is it referral?
Southwest still... Okay, southwest. Okay, let's let these slimes resolve really quick. I really don't know. Reds are down. Please get them out. I don't know what numbers are gonna look like because slimes got all messed up.
Golems are 3 or 4, just work on hallways. We'll wait for slimes to be ready.
Alright, up. Alright, yeah, healer free for all. Start feeding. We're good. Get it up to 4 stacks. The 5th one held off to the side. Reds are down. Get him out.
Don't even work on red, honestly. We don't need it to be low health. We gotta wait on slimes anyway.
Southeast is 4 and holding.
We're fusing, somebody says?
Who's fusing?
We're not. It's 4.
Okay.
Opal, grab one more.
Northeast, southeast. We're just waiting on the west side now. Reds are down. Get them out. Please heal your tank. Please heal your tank. Please heal your tank. Alright, northwest is 4 and holding. Northeast is 4 and holding. How about southwest? How are we looking over there? Looks like you're full and holding. Alright, everyone commit. Everybody commit. Everybody commit. Pull straight through the middle of the big old red slime. Once they're both fusing, pick up any loose mobs. We're going to head out the north door and all the way to the east. This is the last opportunity to build gauge and resources. All the way out. Healers, feel free to use, you know, what you gotta do.
Golem, Stunner, Sleep, Demolish cast if they come up. Don't spam Holy, even if you're a shithead white mage like me. I'm not a shithead white mage currently, but it lives in my heart. Lives rent-free in my head forever.
Baron's here, so be careful.
Can I get a Harvard in shout chat? Everyone is Harvard on this blessed day.
Healers, please check your party.
Yep. Please check your parties, etc., etc. So, in addition to talking mimic stuff, there is something else that usually comes up on reclears, generally for healers. So it is very easy to overcap your party using buffs and heals and the like. Generally speaking, especially at the start of fights, try to use heals that don't give extra buffs. So that's like no shields, no regens, just like pure raw healing at the start of fights. That also means like, yeah, you know, white mages don't use plenary indulgence, asks don't use horoscope, etc. That's just like the buff capping can get real on a run like this. So let's talk a bit about what mimic chaining looks like for anybody doing it. If you are mimic chaining, you should have excellence as one of your 2 actions. At the start of a fight, you will use excellence pretty much as soon as you can, and then swap it out for your secondary action. If you go to that guide for mimic chaining, the secondary actions could be like Honored Sacrifice for melee pump. If you're Rend Armor, you would replace it with Rend, and then also like swap in 8 sack for Font of Power after using it. There's an extra swap there. Dervish, yeah, you use Excellence, you swap it for Dervish. Cure 4, you use Excellence, swap it for Cure 4. Stuff like that, etc., etc. It's a pretty simple concept to execute. But, you know, doing it will make sure you get an extra minute of one of the highest damage buffing actions in the entire instance, on top of your normal actions, so it's not like you're losing anything either. Yeah, so, for those who haven't run with me before, I call Seeker True North Orientation. Let me get my markers down. So True North Orientation, both for ads as well as for the boss itself. Can I get a main tank volunteer to the front? Mimi? I saw Mimi jump. You want a main tank? Yeah, Mimi will be our main tank. Can I get 2 backups? Or 2 others? We'll go with Eris / Sif, and we'll go with Tav. So those will be the 2 to stack with. Once you step across the purple line, you are declaring yourself ready. Once you're ready to go, you can step across the line. If you have any questions, make sure to let me know. Awesome. Waiting on Kaede and Pum, we are good to go. Starting our countdown. Tank stance check. Tank stance check, only Mimi should have it on. Food check. Actions check, vibe check. Remember, if you're mimic chaining, you'll use excellence ASAP and then swap it out. Healers and other buff type classes, please don't overload with buffs early in the fight. With non-essential buffs, with non-healing buffs, or with damage buffs. Yeah. Arvin's down in Shadow Call if anybody wants to use it. I don't fucking know. Why is that raid wide coming out? I don't know if I even fucking called it. Y'all know what you're doing. Fourfold Mercy is next. Fourfold Mercy is next. Remember, True North Orientation. True North Orientation. I'm calling the safe spots as well. We're starting either south or west. It's a 2 movement. What are we gonna get? It's gonna be west, east, east, west. 2 movement. West, east, east, west. 2 movement. East twice, east twice. And west again. Orb is on 4, dodge ice, look away from 4. Look away, look away. Dodge ice again, and get away from the bloom, get away from the bloom, get away from the bloom. We are skipping mechanics, get inside the hitbox. Inside the hitbox, inside the hitbox. We're gonna have the main and off takes towards the center of the arena, nobody else with. Main and off takes towards the center, nobody else with. Sharing is carrying here on the late nights. And everyone away from main tank. Everyone away from main tank. Sharing is no longer carrying here on the late nights. Next are going to be chains locking in. Wait to break chains until the icon is gone. Wait to break chains until the icon is gone. Break chains and hide. Break chains and hide. Break chains and hide behind a barricade. Hide, hide, hide. We're gonna stack at C. We're gonna stack at C. South behind the boss. Or no, we're not skipping that much yet. It is Baleful Blade followed by, Dash is followed by Baleful Blade, rather. We're starting at A. We're starting at A. We're gonna hide behind the barricade at 1. We're gonna hide behind the barricade at 1. Wait to rotate. Hide behind the barricade here at 1. I thought we were skipping more than we were. Stay here. Don't keep running. 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 Stack towards 1. Stack towards 1. On this corner still, stay at the 1 marker. Stay at the 1 marker. He is lasering. Make sure to stay stacked where we came from. Awesome. You can stay stacked for clone line AoEs. Mechanics get bundled together weirdly, so even when you hit a skip point, sometimes you'll still keep seeing stuff. In fact, we're gonna see 1 jump with clone line AoEs. We're probably gonna see 1 iron splitter. So dodge this, we'll see 1 iron splitter and then straight into intercards. So be on sand, and then as soon as this goes off, we'll get to intercards around the boss. Intercards around the boss, do not greed. Intercards around the boss, do not greed. We are skipping mechanics. Intercards around the boss. You can greed for uptime if you're confident. It's up to you. Alright, next are Ifrit dashes, followed by Forkful Mercy. Earthshaker? I just met her! Gonna start at 1, gonna start at 1. Fourfold is going to be either south or west to start. It's gonna be south, south, north, north. Yeah. Fourfold's gonna be south, south, north, north. 1 movement. South, south, north, north. And north twice. North twice. Orb is on 4. Dodge ice, look away from 4. Look away, look away. Dodge ice again and get away from the bloom. Get away from the bloom. Chains to break, followed by a raid wide group up best you can for chains. Break chains, right, then raid wide is next. Raid wide coming out. After this will be a basic bitch tank poster, be away from main tank. Main tank is to the north. Be away from main tank. Be away from main tank. If you get tank busted, it's your own fault. They put an icon on it and everything. Next is the Iron Splitter Fourfold Mercy combo. We're gonna be here in the middle. We're gonna start on the first safe rings, do Fourfold like normal, and end on the next safe rings. Those rings are always opposite from the first. We're either starting north or east. It's a 2 movement. What are we gonna get? East, west, west, east. East, west, west, east, start on brick. East, west, west, east, start on brick. The hitbox is safe. East, west, west, east. West twice, west twice. East again, end on sand. East again, end on sand. 1 more at random. Be on sand, be on sand. Season's coming out. Orb is on 2. Dodge ice, look away from 2. Look away, look away. Don't get baited by clone line AoEs, you have time to dodge. Don't get baited, don't get baited. Alright. Raid wide is next. Next, we'll be getting inside the boss's hitbox for Verdant Path. If you get LB3 at any point healers, make sure to slam it, but it is not likely that we see them on these runs. Inside the hitbox, front or back is also safe, but inside the safest. I am not holding DPS for LBs. Inside the hitbox. Alright, we have many bodies to pick up. Please stand on a body if you're going to be rising them. There are traps going forward. Do not rush ahead. The big glowing portal to the north is for the duelist. Don't rush into that. One thing to keep in mind for Seeker, since I did see a number of people getting hit by it, whenever it's a 2 movement pattern especially, you have to be careful with it. If you're waiting to hear the call to move to the other side, you are too late. The call is mainly there as a reminder. Discord lag and everything else can make that a problem.
Y'all, like, don't run in front of the people sitting there jumping. They're doing it for a reason, man. It's 2 traps popped with their faces.
Right. So the duelist is in my party. They currently have weakness due to a trap wall. So once weakness falls off, then we can worry about buffing them for the duel. I mean, Eric could do the duel with weakness on, but not recommended. These traps, as well as all the traps here, are in fairly regular spots. So for anyone who's never done it before, it's pretty easy to learn kind of the safe spots and the unsafe spots. Everyone's like, we killed the boss so fast, we're going fast. Now this is pod racing. It's like, well, yes, but also. I'm not gonna be, shitty over accidents yet. But like re-raisers are kind of a premium on runs like this because while the bosses will die a lot faster, we don't generally see LB3s. That's a lot of arises to pick up, etc. So yeah. Please play it safe. Big number is fun, but you know, we want to get to the end with everybody alive. Generally not a problem, but needs said sometimes. Anyway, once Eric gets ready to go, they can jump up and down, whatever they need to do. People can start buffing, whatever. Yeah, Eric's good to go. Allison and Rook, go ahead, buff. We'll make our way to Dahu. Good luck to Eric. As far as Dahu goes, this fight's not particularly hard. Watch for the spit flame above your head when it starts casting. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4 dots. Rotating cones, you just rotate around with them. You can go the opposite direction if you're in a bad spot. Be ready for the left-right shockwaves, try to center up for them. When getting knocked into an empty spot for the second set, the flares need knocked to south safe spots, the party knocked to north safe spots. Always respect the line and ground AoEs, etc. Step across the line once you're ready to go. Cool. Mimi, I think you're good to pull it whenever. The D is indeed for Dahu.
My bad there, I misclicked something.
All good. Alright, multiple sets of ground AoEs. Dance Revolution, watch your footing. Gonna be charging twice next. Charging north first. And then charging southwest. Charging southwest. Getting here to dodge the cone. Remember that we never get LB3 on these fights, so please respect them. Next up, we have Spit Flame, numbers above your head. There'll be line AoEs, but the next cast bar is Spit Flame. Be ready to get to an ad near your marker if you get marked. Be watching for numbers above your head as it starts casting. Spit Flame going out, numbers above your head. Get to an ad near your marker, an ad near your marker. Not the marker itself, but an ad near it. It's gonna be a left-right shockwave next, left-right shockwave next. Center up or out range it either way. And then you're gonna get knocked to an empty spot. Fine to get knocked to an empty spot, cancel the knockback if you're a Chad Pog gamer. Good dual kill. Alright, 5 rotating cones. We are gonna start towards the west. Remember, you can always do a counter rotation if needed for it. Alright, ad phase is next. There's 2. We're not going to do the provoke off thing, but we are still going to burn down the ads. We're not quite at the point where I'd want to just skip them. As with the rest of us, Mimi may be a depressed millennial, but we don't want Mimi to die. Alright, multiple sets of line and ground AoEs. Oh, you're a zoomer! You're a depressed zoomer. It's the same fucking thing. The memes still apply. Anyway, if there are any bodies to pick up, please do so. Those of you who have not done high DPS runs before, welcome. The fun thing about Dahu, yes, there are people using their actions there, but sometimes the people would have used their actions on normal fights anyway. Some of this is just honors and just player comfort / player skill. Like, you do this often enough, you start to learn how to push it. You get enough of those people together, suddenly everything dies faster, even if you're doing everything else the same. So, it's always a trip seeing these compared to, like, the prog runs. It's like, holy fuck. Yeah.
Thanks for the help, Eric, by the way. Sorry to say.
Congrats.
Yeah, it's always nice to get a new duelist clear. I don't think Eric had done it before. Yeah. So I'm gonna put some markers over here to the southeast. These are the tank markers. Mimi's gonna take the A marker anyway. So Mimi's gonna be Night Soldier. Then the 1, 2, 3, 4 are yeah. So Mimi Night Soldier, Tav will be Warrior Gunner. We have Sif and your boy, or rather Eris and your boy as south 1, south 2. I need a north 1, north 2 on the 1, 2 marker over here. Just to have them. This is any tanks can do it. Let's see. Queensguard, pretty simple. There should be Steel Sting and Spellforge in each party. We will ask for, we will go for, opposite damage type during the countdown. Dispel will be handled by Tav, so no one else needs to worry about that. Y'all should know the gap mechanic by now, turning your gap towards the turret, etc. For the final phase, I do use, all 12 healers, rather than just using 6, like some Reclears will do. So healers, please check the map there. Figure out if you're 1 or 2 for your party, etc. I need a North 1 and a North 2 tank for the last section, please. This is a necessary job. If you need explained what to do, I can do that. Okay, so Fitz will be North 1, Swords will be North 2. Thank you. That'll just be in that final phase. We'll start by having Fitz and Eris have their stances on. They pick up the Aura Sphere to the north and south. Yeah, Mimi, it'll be Mimi and Tav on the turrets. Fitz will pick up the first North Aura Sphere, Eris will pick up the first South Aura Sphere. You hold aggro on it with your stance on. Once it dies, it puts a mark above your head that you need to invuln. After you're done with that, you can toggle yours off, and then Swords and your boy will turn theirs on for the second wave. Yep, if you've got a Dark Knight as one of your people, please keep an eye on them. If anyone has any questions, let me know. Otherwise, step across the line into the arena once you're ready to go.
Will you prompt me when to dispel?
Yep.
Thanks.
I think we're waiting on Yule. Yule's close enough, I think they're fine. Yeah. Take stance check, food check, vibe check, actions check, starting countdown. Please apply Steel and Spell in your parties. That is Steel Sting to all casters and healers, Spellforge to all physical damage healers. Keep an eye out for if you have a, have any special boys in your party. Special boys and special goyles. Or special NBs, who the fuck cares. I'll call that out when we get to it. Alright. Make sure to group these up best we can. We don't do any mimic chaining swapping here, so it's just big damage, normal shit. They jump away after 2 hits. Or two sets of raid wides, or dropping low enough. Oh look, one of them's already jumped away. Oh look, the others have already jumped away. Let's fucking go. We're taking Knight in the center, we're taking Warrior far to the east. Awesome. Tethers are next. Click off Steel Sting, apply Spellforge. Click off Steel, apply Spell. Red Mages need Spellforge. No one wants the yellow buff. Red Mages need Spellforge. First set of bombs are next. Make sure to keep these balanced as we go through. Sword Omen, we'll be resolving our bombs on the outside edge of the arena. Outside edge of the arena. Knight's a little behind. Please work on it. Check for a tether. Check for a tether. Tethers to large, rest to small on the outside edge. Tethers large, rest small, outside edge. Tethers large, rest small, outside edge. If you land before your bomb does, adjust where an explosion just happened. Adjust where an explosion just happened. Keep in mind that after this, the knight will be a little lower. Or a little higher in HP. Next up is the move that you're going to dispel. Once this is done casting, you can dispel the warrior. Go ahead, dispel the warrior. And raid ride coming out. The next one is trickier, but we might not even see it. Alright. Next up we have a bit of downtime before the next set of tethers. The next tethers tell us whether we go to green or to purple. Remember, these are in the inter cards. Don't get Venn diagrammed where they overlap. Check for a tether. Check for a tether. Tethers will go to green, rest to purple. Don't get Venn diagrammed. Tethers green, rest purple. Afterwards, we're going to get under the knight and then immediately out towards the safe side. Under the knight, then immediately we're getting out towards the south. Out towards sea. Out towards sea. Out to sea in a badly constructed submarine. Gonna dispel the warrior next. Dispel the warrior. Dispel the warrior. Dispel the warrior. Awesome. Well done. Go ahead and kill. Things are not even gonna loop. We are seeing this last tank buster, I think. Yeah, one last tank buster. After this, we're gonna be tanking the soldier to the west, the gunner in the center. Welcome to Reclears, baby! Soldier to the west, gunner in the center. Healers no longer need steal and spell. You can pull the gunner further. Oh, it's just waiting. Yeah, you're good. Try to center it up before the mechanic actually starts, but if you can't, that's no big deal. It's close enough. Ah, there we go. Cool. Here's chemicals in the fire, turning the frickin' frogs gay. It's me. I'm frogs. Just kidding. It's illegal to be gay in America now. I'll call out where we go to. Gunner's a little behind. Keep an eye out. We're going northeast. We're going to 2. We're going to 2. Turn your gap towards the gunner. Gap towards the gunner in the center. And then a gap towards... Not quite yet. Not quite yet. Yeah. Gap towards a turret you're aligned with. Turret you're aligned with. Gonna be raid wide or tank busters first, followed by raid wides. And raid wides coming out. Gun turrets are going to spawn in next. We would just have the main tanks pick those up. The bosses are fairly low, but we will still burn down the turrets for safety. Main tanks can pick up their turrets, we will burn them down. Make sure to invul as the sniper shot cast gets like halfway through. Tab, yeah, you don't have to run all the way there. You can just stay generally middle. Raid wides are coming out. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I've tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. Ice, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Don't stop till the animation's done. After this will be the final phase. Just kidding. Maybe. I don't know. ABC North, DEF South, healers to your reflect positions, healers to your reflect positions. North 1, South 1, stances on, we're burning down the aura spheres. Always respect coat of arms and do not greed. North 1, South 1, pick up your aura spheres. Make sure after they die to invuln the buster, invuln the buster. Respect coat of arms, do not greed. Healers, adjust near you if any spots are missed. Adjust if any spots are missed. That is one missed. We're gonna have issues with damage, lol. North 2, South 2, stances on. One in, North 1, South 1 can toggle theirs off. Healers back in position. Second set coming out shortly. No need to worry about burning down the aura spheres. The tank should still hold it, but we can just burn down these ethereal wards instead. Coat of arms, respected, do not agree. Don't die here in the end, that'd be embarrassing. Yeah. Imagine seeing mechanics. Imagine your Dark Knights getting hit is number 2. I think any deaths we had procced. What's up? Well done. Good Queensguard. 2 chests there, remember? Thank you, Mushi. Also, I was told to hydrate at the very start of the fight by my stream. And I'm like, I'm not taking my hands off this. Yeah. I guess there are jump points in the middle. Also, hi, Frixie. Alright, welcome to Phantom. Please, 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 please pray for our RNG. It's a 50-50. We can't keep losing it. Mimi will be our main tank. Everybody else can turn their stances off. Yeah, step across the line once you're ready to go. I'm hoping we skip ad phase altogether, but we'll see. Make sure you use your actions if you got the charges to spend. You should have the charges to spend, lol. I'm starting our countdown. You might be wondering why we don't just do this every run, since things would be so much more easy to clear. Well, it's a lot more pressure. You don't get the LB3s for safety. You don't see enough of the mechanics to really practice. It just builds a worse foundation. I'm a little less concerned with just vomiting out as many clears as possible, as I am with like building the community and like teaching people proper for future runs. Also, this is expensive to do. Mimics take resources. Excellence takes resources. It's a lot better to, in my opinion, to teach people well, and then later, we can do this as like the reward. Once your foundation is good. that way too I don't have to worry about these people went on my runs but didn't learn properly. So like, are they still vets? Can they go on other people's runs? Are they griefing? Am I griefing? Damn it! We're going to A. We're going to A. Fuck. Forward out for Lorianne.
Shit.
I should have called it anyway, just killed us all. Follow the donuts along. They follow all the dots on the ground. Remember that there's one at the very bottom. Don't run into the wall. There's 1 pulse, 2 pulses, and move to 2. Move to 2. We're gonna be starting at either 1 or 2. I'd say build gauge and resources, but go to 1. Go to 1. Just kill if we can instead. If we can skip ad phase, that's just better. It's not really. It's just more pog. After 3 pulses, we'll move over a line. There's 1, 2, and move to 2. Move to 2. You think we're gonna see ad phase, y'all? I don't know. It might be close. I don't know. Anyway, I think we got the body up. We're gonna keep moving forward. There are traps ahead. We just have the 1 Perceptor now. Do not rush ahead.
I have a random question, Fi.
What's up?
Do you enjoy the initial clear more, or watch the group just completely open up on the reclear run more?
I much more enjoy the initial clear. There's a trap in the Soul Alcove. So, for me, I love this kind of thing. I hosted some really high damage optimized stuff back before Endwalker. But, like, that only gives me so much dopamine. Like, it wouldn't have kept me here as long as I've been here. What keeps me going is the teaching. It's watching those moments of people have those level ups. And that, like, watching things click. Don't rush ahead. Don't rush ahead. There's a trap. That's why you don't rush ahead. You can go dead center in this room to Percept again.
Denki's taken 2 now.
All traps are found. We're good to go to the TA arena. But yeah, for me, it's all about the teaching. It's about, like, watching people get that confidence. Watching, like, the moment we had, like, when we cleared on this run, where there was just that holy shit. Like, everybody's like, we got there. We did it. We barely got through. That is the moment. Like, that is what it's all about. So the A marker outside the arena, that is for physical mimic target. Azalea's there. I'm here as caster mimic target. Here as at the B. If you are mimic chaining, and you are a physical damage dealer, you mimic Azalea. If you are a caster and you're mimic chaining, you mimic me. We'll give it a little bit before we cross over. We can take a short break here too, like 5 minutes or so. Yeah, for me, it's all about the teaching, and then like watching people come back. Like one example is Eric is an example. Eric did this content a year and a couple months ago at this point. But that's not like. Eric's not like old like one of the old hand super vets, but Eric's gone on a million runs since, and you never know who's gonna be the next person to like catch the bug like that, and then suddenly they're a household name in all the servers, or like a new caller where maybe then they start hosting and then they become known for that, like, or even just people who like do it and say, wait a minute, maybe I'm capable of more than I thought in this game if I put in the time and the research, and then they start trying Savage and like extreme PFs and stuff like. That's what keeps me doing this, like, that's where the money is. If you had to choose one, murder Queen, because we can skip, it is possible, with high enough damage, to skip both super chests on Queen, both chest 2s. Possible, it's hard, but it's doable. Even if you just skip the first one, you're doing real well. Oh, oof, Eric. Yeah, we'll get back together at like 52 past the hour. Gives me time to just shut up, drink some more water, and then enjoy some more of my cocktail.
You got enough of that cocktail for everybody?
Yes and no. So like in my glass, not as much, but like the bottle of Campari and Vermouth are fairly new. So, I don't have as much gin, considering it's like 1.5 ounces for everybody. But I can just go get like one of those big industrial-sized bottles of Beefeater or something.
Yeah.
have a bottle of Bombay Sapphire sitting here.
Oh, what's up? Yeah. It's
What
not
flavor
my,
gin?
What's up?
What flavor gin?
I just go like basic, but like my favorite brand nowadays is Aviation, the Ryan Reynolds gin.
Ooh.
Wow.
I do like Bombay, but Bombay's a little it's less aggressive on like the juniper. It's like a lot smoother. So like it's better in some places, but if you want a more heavy character gin, it's not the best use. It fucks in a gin and tonic though. Like Bombay's really good.
Yeah, I've been drinking Lagavulin Scotch for about like 6 months, and I was like, I need something different now.
Yeah, palate cleanser.
Lagavulin's great though.
Yeah, the last gin I had was at Bombay gin. It went down real smooth.
Bombay, yeah, it's so smooth. I also really like I like Hendrix obviously, but like I don't always want the floral whatever bullshit. Tanqueray's pretty good, but like if you can get Tank 10, it's more pricey, but that is a good fucking gin. It's very citrusy, but like it's Tank 10 is really nice.
I was about to say it's got a real big citrus taste.
Mm-hmm. It's the kind of thing you only notice if you're like shopping around for a bunch of different gins, but like that's part of the joy in it for me is like trying something new each time. But this is my first time actually making a Negroni without doing equal parts, because like I've just done equal parts previously because it's the way it's supposed to be made or whatever the fuck, and I'm just like I don't like Campari that much. It's cough syrup. Like I like the bitter spicy grapefruit of a Negroni. I don't like the cough syrup Campari start. So looking around on the internet, a lot of people feel the same. So a lot of people do like 1.5 ounces of gin and like 3/4 ounce of Campari. This is really fucking good. This is the way to go. Pour one out for my boy Tony Anthony Bourdain. Rest in peace.
Yep.
86 Jeff. All right. I think we're good to go. I'm gonna clear the markers out, put them back in the middle. We can move into the arena when we're ready to go. As far as excellent stuff, the reason there is a second excellence in most of those holsters, that is for Queen, yes. Generally speaking, we want to do 2 excellence bursts on Queen if we have the actions to do so. Usually, if we're not skipping super chests, you just have that downtime in super chest to slot actions without losing anything to reburst after the first chest 2. Otherwise, if you don't have the actions for it, or if we skip it, you can just kind of do it whenever. Queen is just a time to like burn whatever you still have in your holster, quite honestly. TA can be... Yeah. TA can be spooky because like some of the forms are very lethal, and it's like, oh, I want to skip as many forms as possible, but like, it's not as bad. Like, we've had more practice on this. It's generally like, it's straightforward enough. Y'all all know what you're doing enough, that's how you got through it. Most of y'all anyway. Anyway, I think once Ruby's ready to go and steps across the line, then that'll be everyone. Awesome. Quick refresher on TA for anyone that needs it. Equalize out your hot cold, zero it out at the start. Later on, when it's with Elemental Brand, you need to add your 2 debuffs together, add or subtract them together. That is your new total. You work with that in mind going forward. For swords, remember that it always cleaves twice. For the first time, I will call the safe square, be on intercards of the safe square to get hit by just 1. The second time through for swords, some people have a total of 3 or 4 and need to use both hits. The second time through for bow, your totals may zero out. You follow the empty spot along. Remember that bow has that pipe game to play. We have the cheat sheet in our DRS chat. Force March is a 2-square movement. Mimi is our main tank, etc., etc. Main tanks should have Aether Shield slotted and Aether Shield every raid wide. I'm starting our countdown. Tank stance check, food check, actions check, vibe check. Remember not to go too hard on opening healing. You know, regens, shields, the like. Generally stick to pure heals until that first 30 seconds to a minute are up. Some people just only use pure heals the whole way down, but not everyone has the sucker stacks for that. Alright. As Chris Pratt says, here we go!
Not Dave.
You never know what I'm gonna say on a given run. Alright. Take Buster, this is a shared Take Buster. After this will be our raid wide. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Aether Shield and Mitigate. 3 weapon swaps are gonna be next. Gonna be either front, back, or out. Alright, be back to the north of the boss, north of the boss, north of the boss. Not sure how this is gonna go from here. Alright, we're gonna get out next. Melee can wait for the pulse of light. Melee out. And then we're gonna get to the south of the boss. Get to the south of the boss. I think that'll stay. Yep, south of the boss. Southwest-ish.
Crooked.
Yeah, it's a little crooked, southwest-ish. I'm pretty sure this is duelist dripping, by the way. Alright, that's fine. Swords is coming up. Good adjust, y'all. Check your hot cold. Check your hot cold. Clones are spawning. Remember, never be on intercards. I will call the safe square. Clones are spawning. Never be on intercards. One is safe. One is safe. If you're on 3, you're gonna die. 1 or a cardinal from it. 1 or a cardinal from it. As Daft Punk says, one more time. We got, 4 is safe. 4 is safe. If you're resolved, go there. If you end on 2, you're gonna die. 4 is safe. 4 is safe. Gonna come back in with a raid wide group back up for that. If your main tank said somebody else needs to slot it in. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Next up is going to be Bow. We're gonna get south behind the boss once it repositions. Into the south behind the boss. South behind the boss. Tanks to the front. There'll be a shared tank buster after this force march applies. Check your force march direction. Remember, it's a 2-square movement. Shared tank buster. We're going to be getting marched towards either Bravo or Delta away from the firewall. So you can just watch one and adjust if you need to go to the other. Remember, 2-square movement. Don't overshoot it. Getting marched towards Delta. Getting marched towards Delta. Don't overshoot. Do not greed. If you re-raise in the fire, there's a chance to be rescued. Check your hot cold. Check your hot cold. Check your hot cold. And we got inverted pattern. Inverted pattern. Resolve this cleanly. We're gonna group back up for a raid wide. Pull the boss middle when you can. And Aether Shield and Mitigate. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Next up is gonna be getting out away from the boss, but boss is gonna be pulling back mid. Gonna be getting out away from the boss. Melee can wait for the pulse of light. What pulse of light, you might ask? That pulse of light. Get out. Check your hot cold. Check your hot cold. Check your forced march direction. Get center, mitigate, regens to keep people topped up. You're going to get marched to the orb that resolves your debuff. March to the orb that resolves. Remember, it's a 2-square movement and do not greed. March to the orb that resolves. 2-square movement, do not greed. Do not greed. After this is up, we're going to group back up for another raid wide. Group back up for the raid wide. Group back up. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Boss is pointed towards the center of the arena. We're going to want to be at the front of the boss, so make sure you're also towards the center of the arena. Boss is going untargetable for too long with swords too. Mind your cooldowns. Front of the boss, that is towards the center of the arena. Be towards the center of the arena. Remember, you can start picking people up whenever. For swords phase, they can just go to the empty space both times if they're res too late. But yeah, we have to pick up everybody manually. We're not seeing LB3. Check your hot cold. Check your hot cold. Add or subtract your elemental brand. This is your new total. If it's a 3 or 4, you need hit in 2 separate hits. Never be on intercards. Clones are spawning. Got 4 is safe. 4 is safe. 4 or a cardinal from it. If you end on 2, you're gonna die. 4 or a cardinal from it. If you end on 2, you're gonna die. As Daft Punk says, around the world, around the world. We got 2 is safe. 2 is safe. If resolved, go there. If you end on 4, you're gonna die. 2 is safe. Gonna get back up with a raid wide. Group back up. Not get back up. What am I saying? Group back up. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Alright, we are going to be getting to the south behind the boss. To the south behind the boss, this mechanic will resolve. South behind the boss. We should be able to burst before the rest of it happens. Alright. Who the fuck cares about these clones? Just kill it. I'm not calling this mechanic. Alright. There are multiple people to pick up. Remember, if you're going to be a rising, to stand on a body just to make sure to show you're doing that. We definitely need to conserve a rise as best we can, so if 2 people are working on the same one, that could get to be a waste of them. Yeah, anyway. Y'all are also starting to see now why we don't do this mimic chaining, or at least why I don't for Prague. While it could mean killing every boss regardless, this is a lot of resources used for, like, not even getting to fully teach people stuff. Imagine if you didn't get LB3 on any of the bosses on a normal run. On just, like, a Prague attempt.
I'm ecstatic, Fi. I normally don't even make it through normal TM, dying once.
You got through without dying?
Yeah.
What's up? Well done. That is... I mentioned those, like, moments that, like, click. That is one of those moments where it's like, that's a definite, like, milestone. She's like, yeah, thank God. I couldn't just listen to calls. Alright. In the next arena going forward, in the next area, there are traps. Do not rush into the next little room we get to once we go through the transition. Do not rush into that room. There might be a trap before the center of the room. If we need to put a leash on black mages, we can do that. Alright, yeah, there is a trap before the center of the room. Next there will be a trap on the bridge. People do not rush ahead for it. Eric is standing where you want to percept. Awesome. You are done with percept. Thank you, Tav.
Yeah.
And here we have our lovely, Can I get our 4 tanks around here for the, 4 main tanks? Awesome. Those are our 4 main tanks. Can I get an off tank to stand with each of them? Let me mark these real quick. An off tank to stand with each of the 4 main tanks. This is just, yeah, so we got swords on the east. I'll need an off tank north, south, and west to handle the trap popping, so the main tank doesn't have to. If needed, the main tank can do it, but, it's a little cleaner to have the off tanks do it. We will need 2 tanks with Dispel on the 2 marker as well. So if people aren't comfortable with the off tanking, but are comfortable with dispelling, they can just go to the 2 already. I will start volunteering people if needed. Alright, so Duwu is going to be dispelling. We are going to want to back up with Duwu just in case. Even if it's like a healer or someone with Dispel as backup, that's fine. Nada, you have Dispel? Awesome. Thank you. Cool, that's fine. We can just have the 1 tank and the 1 healer handling it. So we got Sin with Tav. We got Swords with Mimi. Let's see. Can I get 2 other off tanks with Eris and with your boy? Fitz, I know you're on tank. Go south. Serac, you go west. Cool. Even if you're not super comfortable with it, this is Stitch. Nobody's comfortable with it. So, to walk through a bit of what that ad phase looks like for those tanks. The 4 main tanks with their off tank will get to their cardinals after the ad phase starts. The main tanks will pick up the ads and start moving clockwise, a ranged attack ahead. The off tanks will follow with them. You'll end up a quarter turn away from where you start. So if you start to the west, you'll end to the north. If you start north, you'll end east. That is when the orange traps start going out. After the orange disappears off the ground, it is the job of the 4 off tanks. That is Fitz, Swords, Sin, and Say. It is your jobs to pop your invuln and sprint and hit the quarter circle ahead of you. So, like, Serac will be to the north. Once the Percept section starts, you'll pop your invul and go from north to east to make sure to pop that trap, so Eris doesn't have to worry about it. Sin, you'll be east when the traps start going out. You'll cover from east to south, so Tav doesn't run head first to do a trap while kiting, etc. Swords will get from south to west, etc. So you start at the cardinals you're at now. By the time traps go out, you're rotated a quarter turn, and then the invulners just run another quarter turn after the orange disappears. For inside ring special things, there's the fire and earth orbs. Healers will be on the inside ring. We don't need anyone else there besides Dubu as the other dispeller. Healers make sure to reflect or light curtain and stand in or near the fire orb. Don't reflect after standing near it. You can and will get server ticked. Just play it safe if you can. You've got more time than you think. The 2 earth orbs, Nadia and Du, it is your jobs to dispel the earth orb and kill it with your range attack. I said 2, there's only the 1 each time, but don't count on the other person to get it, just keep doing it yourself. Have trust issues, it's the best way to get through this. Outside ring, we'll start to the south if you don't have a job assigned to you. And we just follow the murder ball. By the time traps assign, if you started south, you should be west. Please be out of the orange. Once that ad dies, you rotate the opposite direction you were going, so counterclockwise, to catch the next ad coming near you. We just kill whichever have the lowest health as we keep going anyway. Check the debuffs whenever I call it out. Push or pull to get to a nook as needed. Make sure to focus target the Sidge to see the cast bars better. You can step across the line into the arena once you're ready to go. If anyone has any questions, let me know. That is everybody across the line. Save burst for ad phase. Save burst for ad phase. We don't care about the main boss. It is the ads we care about. Tank stance check. All 4 of those main tanks can start with it on. Just keep an eye on who starts getting tank busted. You can go to the north for the tank bust. We should save burst for ad phase, correct. If we make it through the ad phase cleanly, we get to queen cleanly. If not, we have to waste more rises. Make sure Surecast is on your bar as well. Surecast, arm's length, whatever the fuck ability you have. Tempered Will for paladins, let's go. Y'all remember Tempered Will? I do. I remember using Tempered Will and covering other party members because there was no way to give other people knockback. Tank Buster, don't be by the main tank. Alright, you can use your knockback immune. Knockback immune. It's gonna be 3 whacks next. Knockback immune. Don't get whacked. Keep not getting whacked. Boss has a bit more percent to get through before we get to our starting spots. Alright, get out, get out, get out. Get out, get out, get out. Big AoE, it's bigger than you think. Like the TARDIS, it's bigger on the inside. Afterwards, we will get to our starting spots. Main and off tanks in position. If you're on the outer ring, you're south. Healers in the middle. Pick up ads. We're going to rotate clockwise with these. Main tanks are going to say a ranged attack ahead. The only time main tanks are going to want to stop is when they get to the next cardinal ahead. Alright. Get out of the orange. Get out of the orange. Out of orange. Out of orange. Don't be an orange. Don't be an orange. Don't be an orange. Off tanks. Invul and rotate clockwise. Invul and rotate. Off tanks can sprint ahead. Heal your off tanks if they have a Suna. Push or pull. Get to a nook. Push or pull. Get to a nook. Not a Suna. Poison. Push or pull. Get to a nook. Push or pull. Back at it. Fire and earth orbs to get.
Someone needs to pick up the ad that's gone crazy.
Get to a nook. Dodge the lightning. Get to a nook. Alright. We got one down. Someone need to pick this up and then we can rotate. Awesome. Gonna have ground AoEs going out. Watch your footing. Debuffs are going to apply next. Fire and earth. Fire and earth. Debuffs are going to apply. They're not resolving immediately. Check your debuffs. Got one more to get. Get to a nook, dodge the lightning. Remember, for your main tank, you might have to go to one ahead. Alright. Nicely done. Fire orb is going to go off. Don't rush in. Fire orb is going to go off. Goodbye. Gonna be a raid ride next. Other tanks can take their stance off if they're not the main tank holding it currently. We are done with the hard part. Start picking people up already, they can build gauge and resources. If you get a purple AoE on you, you take that out to the edge. Purple AoE's out. Purple's out for Harambe. I don't know. Big AoE coming up next. It's bigger than you think. Get out, get out, get out. Like the TARDIS, it's bigger on the inside. 2 sets of purple AoEs next. 2 sets of purple AoEs next. If you get him, take him out to the edge. After this will be a proximity AoE. Make sure to get away from the proximity. Get away from the proximity. Maybe, I swear to God. What's that, Mimi? I love it. Alright. Make sure to dodge the whacks. Don't get whacked. Don't get whacked. Don't get whacked. There's 3 of them always. Alright, tank busters next. Be away from whoever has aggro. They're gonna get busted. Every day I'm busting.
Bustin' makes me feel good.
Busted, 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 busted. Knockback immuning makes me feel good. Alright. There is a chest here. Make sure to pick people up and move forward. Tab, did I see correctly that you were alive for the whole kiting phase?
No, I died, but I procced. And then
Oh, word.
Yeah.
It's a bitch.
It really
I saw you alive at the end and I'm like, oh, revenge. But yeah, it's, what happened? Just,
I went too far on the second one, and so got hit by something, and then turned around, and then it whacked my off tank, and...
I always have problems with that boss and the nook, because I always, for some reason, my luck is where I pick a nook, and it's always the one I don't need to be in.
Yeah. The worst thing is main tank is, like, having the presence of mind to know that, like, oh, shit, I need to run one further ahead. Because sometimes you pick your nook, you're safe, you're like, good, I'm safe. Good, alright, this is the right spot for me. And then you look and your dude's still approaching with fucking, like, the JoJo sound effects on you. It's great. Anyway, here on the bridge, we're gonna have, Yui is standing on the physical mimic target spot. Phi is standing on the caster mimic target spot. Once again. So go ahead and mimic if needed. Damn, you're right. Fariel Eostra in-game. The in-game Phi, not the, in-Discord Phi. As far as this fight goes, I'm not gonna do the multi-tank swap-around thing. I need to start teaching it more, but generally I only do that if I'm one of the tanks. Otherwise I just do the all-tank stuff. Yeah, as far as the action swap stuff goes, if you got extra uses of excellence here, you'll excellence at the start, and then after the first chest 2 for super chests, you'll slot into the second one. If we skip both super chests, you just slot in for your next burst, and just handle it that way. For chest 1, I will be the safety shape. You can just focus target me, follow me along. The Phi takes every bend in the pipe. I'll lead you to safety there. All main tanks need Aether Shield on. Please don't use different markers than the one I use, thank you. If all main tanks want all tanks proper want Aether Shield on. All tanks also want Tank Stance. We are all tank on this blessed day. We will need multiple people to have Dispel to get through the Dispel checks. If it's just one, that's doable, but it's more preferred if more can have it. For chest 2, super chest, I'll explain that out some at the end. For the Sovereignty phase, that's where light curtains come in handy. Remember, the explosion of a lightning orb is about the size of the boss's hitbox. If you have light curtains, you can pop them as soon as the boss teleports, light curtain or reflect, and stand in an orb. Otherwise, get away from all orbs. Queen's Guard combos I'm not going to explain. The second one's just a safety circle mechanic, but y'all should be fine at that. For the last one, if we see it, that's where we have to use our knockback immune, so make sure that is on your bar still as well. Yeah, the Fancy Queen infographic, listen to Phi, it's just the way to go. So, to talk through chest 2, the boss will go untargetable, and a blue glowing goal tile will appear north or south. The glowing gold tile is always either on this square I'm on here to the south, or the one mirrored off to the north. Those are the only two you have to check for. They glow blue. It's nice and easy to see. You have 2 debuffs that add to 5, 6, or 7. You need to reorient the blue gold tile to be your new north and add up your debuffs. You want to make sure it's the same north as the rest of us, so if I call left, it means the same left as mine. Add up your debuffs as well, and that will decide who goes where. Sample calls to his might looks to 5s to 3, 6s to the right of them, 7s to the right of them. So 5s to 3, 6 is 1 square to the right, 7's 1 square to the right. It might look like 5s to 4, 6s to the right of them, 7s to C. Another pattern might be 5s to C, 6s to the right of them, 7s to the right of them. Keep in mind that if it's the opposite location for the gold tile, it would be the markers across the arena. But still, as long as you're oriented correctly, it's fine. The one pattern I haven't talked about is 7s to 3, so 7s to 3, 6s to the corner, 6s to the corner, and 5s either go to 4, to D, or to A, depending on what's safe. 5s, just be ready to adjust away from the group, listen to calls as I call it out. Yeah, does anyone have any questions, anything to cover, cross the line to the arena once you're ready to go, etc.? Remember, all tanks stances on, all tanks Aether Shield. We need several people with Dispel. I will yell if we get there and don't have it. Everyone's across the line. I'm assuming we're good to go. Remember to Excellence Burst at the beginning, and then during the first chest 2, you can swap in. If we skip chest 2, I will call that out. You'll see it as well. And then you can just skip for the next burst. I mean, Einar is on the line. That is true. Damn, you right. Plus L, plus ratio. Anyway, starting our countdown. Bubble users to the left. This fight starts out with a raid wide. Don't pre-shield your parties, because you don't want to overwrite bullshit. Don't use Aether Shield right away either. It takes like 10-15 seconds. I know, heard.
How many
I'm always
charges do I need? I've got 10.
You're good. It's 8 for this. 7 for TA, 8 for this. Nice. Anyway. Finally, I get to action swap. Finally, I'm free! I am cringe, but I am free! Anyway. Raid coming out. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Alright, 3 weapon swaps next. Low. No, it's chest 1 is next. I'll start saying letters and numbers like a crazy person. I am not calling markers. Just wait for me to tell you where to go. We got Be Safe, BCE. So BCE 24, BCE 24, BCE 24. So we're going east. Middle row is safe. Don't be on the far side, don't be on the far side, don't be on the, yeah, gotta be on the same square, y'all. This is safe still, don't be in the center, 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 don't be in the center. Alright. Kinkbuster is next, ABC Provoke and Mitigate. DEF Provoke and Mitigate, healers watch for the dooms. If they get doomed, it's unit them. Raid White is next. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Aether Shield and Mitigate. If we get below 50% before the chest 2, we will skip it, but I do not think we will. Yeah, we are seeing first chest 2 still. That's fine. Close, but no cigar. We're gonna reorient the blue glowing gold tile to the north and add up our debuffs. Reorient if needed. We got back safe, wall safe. 7s to 1. 6s to the corner, 5s to 2. 7s 1, 6s to the corner, 5s to 2. 7s 1, 6s corner, 5s to 2. Wait for the first robot AoEs. Wait for the first robot AoEs. Wait for the first robot AoEs. Wait for him. Wait for him. Move up the wall. Stop after resolving. If you see a red line above your head, go back a square. Don't rush ahead if you see a red line. Go back if you get a red line. After this, go straight to the gold tile. Start thinking about Reopener, Cure 4, Dervish, etc., etc. Swap into your new actions for Excellence and the like. Even if it's wrong, you want to die here. Back to bursting, kids. Alright, God Save the Queen is next. They have a grade wide. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Alright, first, we have the Sovereignty phase. There's gonna be that Sovereignty bar on the screen. Once that bar ticks up to 100, the balls will teleport. Be ready for your Light Curtains. Light Curtain or Reflect. Light Curtain or Reflect. Only be in an orb if you have a Reflect ticking. There's an orb on Delta. Dispels? Ah, awesome, they're already gone. Well done. Thank you, Dispellers. Warrior Gunner combo is next. Remember, these tethers are going to be for green, purple, but only one of the cardinals will be safe. Check for a tether. Check for a tether. Tethers would be at green, rest would be at purple, but only at the safe cardinal. We are going west. 5-0 goes west. Go west to D. Tethers green, rest to purple, towards D. Gap towards the gunner in the northwest. Gap towards the gunner. Gunner's in the northwest. Gap towards the gunner. Gap to turrets you're aligned with. Turrets you're aligned with. Tank Busters, ABC, Provoke and Mitigate. DEF, Provoke and Mitigate. Healers, be ready to assume if needed. Alright, Knight's Order combo is next. There is a bit of downtime that I don't think we're gonna skip. This may sound stupid for me to say, but farther is farther. That's just for me to remember. This is a safety circle mechanic. We're gonna get knocked back from the orb of the center to dodge the cleave from the queen. Farther means farther. Alright, going towards D. Getting knocked towards D, Delta. Afterwards, we're gonna get between D and C. Gonna get between D and C. We're going to go to C, go to C. There's the one little spot on C that's safe. We're gonna have like 30 seconds to burst after this. Afterwards, we second chest too. 30 seconds to burst. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Don't think we're gonna skip, but that's fine. Not bad for not being a fully optimized run. Alright, remember, we're gonna reorient gold tile to be our new north and add up debuffs. Reorient gold tile, we got back unsafe, wall unsafe. 5s to A, 6s to the right of them, 7s to the right of them. No one on the back wall. 5s to A, 6s to the right of them, 7s to the right of them, no one on the back wall. This is the rarest pattern. 5s A, 6s to the right one, 7s to the right one. Wait for first robot AoEs. Wait for him, wait for him. We are moving up the B column. Up the B column. Stop after resolving. If you see a red line above your head, go back a square. Your call is important to us. Please continue to hold. Anyway, we are gonna get LB3 here before the boss dies. There's a Tank Buster first. Healers can LB3. Tanks, ABC, Provoke, and Mitigate. Please keep your tanks alive. You don't want them to miss the LB. Hey, nicely done. Alright. Might have a couple bodies to pick up. Might not. Is everybody up? What's up? It's good timing. There is a chest here to get. There is a glowing blue tree to the north for pictures. If you're going up there for pictures, make sure to sit and then jump to reset your G+ stuff.